Good morning, my name is Shika, and I invite you to join me on the mat for this easy morning yoga routine. I like to start my day by simply lighting some candles or lighting a sage just to get that energy cleansed out and open up to a new beautiful energy. I also like to put my crystals. If you have any, it's fine. If not, don't worry about it. But this is what I normally do, so I wanted to share it with you. Go ahead and have a seat, nice and comfortable. Lengthen the crown of your head towards the sky. Allow the base of your legs and your spine to settle down onto the mat. Bring both your hands, right hand onto your heart, left hand onto your belly. And just go ahead and feel the heartbeat and let the belly just do its job, and take a moment to appreciate both of those vital organs on your body. Bring both your hands into a prayer, bow your head down, and set an intention for the rest of the day. Slowly release the hands out and start rolling your shoulders back, inhaling and exhaling each time. This has been my favorite to-go green Tara mantra right now, so I've been using it every day during my meditation and in my practice in the mornings. Start circling your body into a nice Sufi grind. Start with the left if you're a female and right if you're a male. Just do about 3 to 4 on each side just to open up your organs and get that central nervous system going. Then I like to go ahead and just wiggle side to side, interlacing my hands and forward, taking my belly into the spine and the spine to the back. Swinging right and left, inhaling and exhaling. Taking both the hands all the way up, reaching up, shoulders are relaxed. Take a quick stretch onto the right, looking up and exhaling towards the left. This Green Tara mantra is by Ani Choying. I hope I'm saying that right. Then slowly, when you're ready, you can go ahead and release your wrist out, circling that wrist onto an outward motion as well as inward rotation. Creating resistance with the fingers, opening that wrist, because all of your joints relax when you're asleep, so you want to give it a nice quick mobility and activation for your joints. I like to do this more often, just quick stretches with so every time I feel like my back is a little bit sore, I like to do that more. So if you want, you can do the same thing. Let's go ahead and work on your neck and shoulders mobility. So inhaling up and looking down and exhaling side to side, going all direction, relaxing your shoulders. When you're ready, you can also look from right to left or circle your head around, starting left side or right, whichever direction feels good for you today. Take a nice deep breath, inhale to the back and exhale forward. Good. And do about 3 to 4 on each direction. I like to do 3, but if you want to do more, go for it. And then slowly reaching your hands up, relaxing the shoulders all the way, side to side. Nice deep breath, inhale, exhale. One more on the other side. Breathing out. And then I like to interlace my hands in the back, popping the chest out. And during the mornings, I really like to take all the kinks out. So I like to wiggle instead of holding postures. And I like to move with the breath. Then come out of it and then go ahead and take it onto child's pose. And again, I don't really like holding stagnant poses in the morning. So I really like to wiggle all my kinks out. I let my body flow. Child's pose, I also like to tuck my toes and lengthen the back of my feet. Then slowly come to a cat and cow onto an all fours. So inhaling up, looking up to a nice cow, and exhaling to a cat. Again, just let that flow onto your own pace. Relax your toes whenever you're ready, and just go ahead and do a few more as you please, as you like. Make sure your wrist is underneath your shoulders and knees are underneath your hips. Make sure your knees are about 2 fist distance apart. Then go ahead and thread the needle under the right side. Lie down on the side of your head and side of your ears and shoulders, and this should give you a nice stretch onto your right shoulders. And just do as you please. Inhale and exhale and switch your direction. I love doing this every day. This particular posture really helps me with my back and my shoulders. So it gives me a nice opening in my shoulder blades. And inhaling and exhaling, releasing it out every exhalation. I like to take it onto my child's pose, wiggle it side to side again. You do as you please. Tucking my toes, I'm lifting up to downward facing dog and walking on downward facing dog, bending the knees, lengthening my calves. You can do the same if you feel like, or you can hold it if it feels good for you. I really like to again flow and move into my morning flow. Lengthening the heels off of the ground, exhaling. Holding on to downward facing dog. I really love doing downward facing dog in the mornings. Also like to open my hips out by kicking the leg up and opening, going on to a 3-legged downward facing dog. I love this every morning. I have to do it. It just opens up my hips and opens up my hamstrings. Then slowly and go ahead and keep wiggling out again and taking out the downward facing dog. If you notice, I don't even do any kumbhakasana or any sort of holding postures, and then just wiggling it out onto not really a full cobra, but you can just sort of open the hips down, let the belly flow down, and raising that hood, lengthening, relaxing the shoulders. Good. Let's take it to downward facing dog one more time. Lengthening and exaggerating spine and taking it to nice chaturanga. Inhaling to rise up to cobra. Again, I'm wiggling my body left and right, taking all the kinks out in my cobra. Making sure you exhale, taking onto child's pose. Slowly, same thing. Wiggle it out right to left, left to right. Do what feels good for you. Tuck the toes, taking up the downward facing dog, walking and then kicking right leg all the way up. I'm taking my leg onto a pigeon pose. It really helps me. This pigeon pose, it's absolute necessary for me every morning because it just opens up my hips and it really takes all the soreness out from the day before. Then doing the same thing on the left side. I'm kicking my leg, taking it up. The kicking the leg is not necessary, but it really helps you to push through, to give it a nice flow and open up your hips and hamstrings. And it helps you fall down to pigeon or move into the posture, helps you with the transition. And if it feels good, you can go ahead and exhale it down if you like. Again, flowing through the motion. Allow your hips to flow down as much as you can. Back to downward facing dog, coming out of that pigeon. Again, I'm walking on my downward facing dog. Kicking the right leg up. I'm going to go ahead and kick it all high, knee to nose, and then placing it right in the middle of my hands. Shifting down to a nice half split and wiggling out to a lunge. So you do what feels good for you, and that really helps me open up my quadriceps. So if that feels good for you, go for it. And then slowly coming up to a nice opening into my chest, onto that back bend, slowly opening the chest, interlacing the hands, opening the chest again, wiggling it out, inhale up, exhale, release it down, nothing crazy, just right onto just opening and flowing today. Same thing on the left side, we kick it up, placing it right in the center of the hands, releasing my knees very gently, and then shifting back to half split Ardha Hanumanasana, and then coming back, bending my knees, looking up. If you need to, flow it through, find the center in this posture. Onto that lunge, shifting back and forth. Oh, it feels amazing, amazing. And then slowly, when you're ready, inhaling all the way up, squeezing the belly button in, exhaling, opening your arms, opening your chest, interlacing your hands, opening your chest even furthermore, squeezing the shoulder blades. Exhale, relax, and putting the hands down, taking back to downward facing dog, walking in the downward facing dog again. I love downward facing dog. Exaggerating my spine, slowly taking out a chaturanga, shifting the body weight forward, of course, taking up the nice cobra, inhale to lengthening up, and exhale to child's pose. Oh, that feels amazing. Slowly rolling it up, opening the pelvis, lifting it up, and that really helps me open my pelvis and my neck, relaxing my neck down. I like to use my fingertips to really balance myself in the back, but you don't have to if you don't want to lift the pelvis up, right? And then folding forward just to counterbalancing, and onto that Vajrasana to really help me with my feet and ankle. So if you want, you can do the same. And then slowly, I like to go ahead and bring myself to a pretzel and twisting the spine. Hopefully you can do the same. This really helps me open up my spine in the morning. Nice twist with the breath, right? Inhale and exhale, twist it to the other side, lengthening the crown of the head to the sky and exhaling to the back. Breathing in and out. Nice twist, and then slowly releasing, coming out of it. I like to go ahead and stretch my biceps and shoulders, and taking it back to the triceps as well. I like to do this because the day before or in the evening, I've lifted weights or something like that, and I really like to do some weight workouts as well for my resistance training. So this really helps me the next morning to open up my shoulders and biceps and triceps. You can do the same thing if you like. Slowly relax it out. I like to keep my morning routine very simple. I do all the heavy stuff in the evening, so take a breath in, exhaling, bringing into your heart. We're coming into a close. Inhale up again. Sit comfortably as you please. Exhale, bring it to your heart. Relax. And then I'd like to take a few breaths. Just pumping out that breath into a fierce lion's breath. If you just exhaling like this, this really helps me go on to a meditation. So as you finish, inhale, long breath, exhale, and instead of going into Savasana sometimes in the morning, I really like to go on my meditation to come on gratitude and think about all the things that I'm thankful for. So you can do the same thing if you like, and stay on your meditation as long as you please. In the morning, I like to do about 10 minutes or so. Feel free to do longer if you need, or shorter, your choice. Let's go ahead and get into that meditation. Breathing deep breath and exhale.